The COVID-19 crisis is regarded as a black swan, a once-in-a-century event affecting the entire world. So what might be next? A Christian financial expert says get ready for something known as gray swan events. Trends we're already experiencing. They're likely to transcend the pandemic. Crown Financial CEO, radio host Chuck Bentley.
The gray swan is an event that is obvious. It's out in the open. People see it. They know that it's there. They know it's a significant threat, but they tend to ignore it and do nothing about it.
Bentley explains this further in his new book, 7 Gray Swans, Trends That Threaten Our Financial Future. Among the 7, the global move toward digital currency and a cashless society. Bentley says the transition actually began years ago and has proceeded rapidly since COVID-19 hit.
With the threat that our actual physical currency may be tainted with a virus. And over time, the Bible warns that ultimately the Antichrist will control the world through the economy. And so I think we need to be aware that it's moving that direction rapidly and to do our part to be prepared for that.
Also, when Congress considered another multi-billion-dollar stimulus package, most Americans wanted to know how much to expect in their bank accounts or mailboxes. Bentley warns temporary relief payments could easily turn into a permanent, universal basic income program.
Those type of programs are very hard to stop. But my hope is that we will not endorse this policy to see that continue, because ultimately we can't afford it. It would be like eating sugar for your diet. It feels good for a little while, but it doesn't do good in the long term.
Bentley believes this is a result of the U.S. embracing modern monetary theory. That debt doesn't matter, so the Fed goes on printing dollars indefinitely. A similar trend in Venezuela led to hyperinflation, with an overall 5-year rate that rose a whopping 53 million%. Our national debt now exceeds the size of the American economy and is expected to total 102% of the U.S. gross domestic product by the end of this fiscal year. Bentley doubts the debt will ever be repaid, and that would lead America's creditors to inflict some painful options on the public.
Some sort of austerity program, some sort of massive tax increase, a hyperinflation that would make it easier for the government to repay their debt.
And Gordon, the use of biometrics and social scoring also make up these gray swan trends that signal big changes coming in the way we live our everyday lives.
Well, Gary, let's talk about social scoring. We've seen it in China. And how is social scoring coming to America?
Well, we're already seeing it to a certain extent, Gordon. Let's look at free speech and social media. That's the beginning. Right now, if you say something against masks or the COVID vaccine, you're blocked on Twitter. Maybe you're even banned from Facebook, so our speech is being banned. Now, once that moves into doing business, right now you know that, Gordon, if you are accident-free, you get favor. You have a better rate with your insurance company, with your auto insurance company. But if you have a number of accidents and the rates go up, the same idea applies in the future to this social scoring. So let's say we want you to go to a meeting of gender identity sensitivity training. If you go, you'll get a bigger stimulus check. If you don't go, you're going to get a lower amount. Those things could be coming, and that's social scoring, scoring your behavior and your conduct based on your views also.